Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what?
Hello, hello, hello. It's your girl, Shakima D Ford, and I am the host of the Say What podcast. Oh my God, I am so happy. Super excited to be here again. Another week. Oh my God, I hope you guys are enjoying this series just as much as I am. Before we even get into all of the good stuff, right? Let's do what's most important. Let's give our shout outs, right? To the branding company, thank you so much for being the engine behind this vehicle, right? Making this vehicle go. To Whitfield, thank you for the song. As I say every single time, it is so fitting to me, to my personality. Oh my God. Thank you to my chameleons, social distancing. Hugs and kisses to all of you. Thank you for all the support that you continue to show me, the love that you continue to show, sharing my posts, tagging me, putting me in your story, just, letting me know how much you're enjoying the series and how much you are learning from it. And I can honestly say I am really, really enjoying this series as well, because who would ever think, right, from engineering to building an empire as an entrepreneur, right? So oh my God, enjoy the ride that you are about to go on. Let's get our viewer of the week is Life is Good 0_0. So Life is Good 0_0 is our listener of the week. Thank you for all the love and the support that you show. Make sure you get me your Cash App so I can send you your $50. Thank you. Chameleons, can you believe that this is season 2, episode 4? My God, where is time going? I am enjoying this series. Because as I just said, who would ever think, right? Going from an engineer to building my empire as an entrepreneur. I never ever thought that I would be here. I just thought that I was going to be an engineer forever. Like I was going to die an engineer. Although I still will, because education is something that you can never take away, right? So I'm going to always be an engineer. I'm just not in the field, right, of engineering anymore. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm absolutely loving every bit of it. So we've had mindset. That was the first episode. The second episode was goals. The third one was time management. And this one coming in at number 4 is something very, very important that we don't talk about enough. And that's emotions. And the reason why emotions has to be a very important discussion, because like I said, people don't tell you that part when it comes to being an entrepreneur. And to me, that's one of the most important parts, the emotions that come with being an entrepreneur. We're moms, right? We're women. And the men that you guys are listening, this goes for you as well. But as women, as moms, right, I can really touch on being a woman and being a mom, because that's what I am, right? I'm not a man. So I can't really talk about so much about how you guys feel, because to me, you guys deal with things differently. But talking to my moms and talking to, women, to wives, as women, we're nurturers anyway, right? We're emotional creatures. So you got to think about all the emotions that women go through, right? For one, it just seems like just being a woman, period, is just emotional, right? Then we have day-to-day emotions, right? We have emotions about not looking the way we want to look, not feeling the way we want to feel, not being where we feel like we should be. And just the everyday weighings of the world. is emotional, right? Then if you're a wife, right? Now you have to deal with those emotions of your husband, because men are different, right? I'm a wife. I know sometimes they can be emotionless. And I don't know if it's because they just don't want to show us that vulnerable side. So they just hold things in for years and years and years. So you have to deal with that, kind of trying to be like a mind reader, like trying to figure out how your husband is feeling, because they may say they had a good day at work or a good day, but they really didn't have a good day. And you can kind of tell by their actions. So now you got to deal with that and try to nurse them back to feeling better. Okay, and what about having kids? Oh my God. I have 2 boys. Their personalities are totally different. One, the older one, he's very much like my dad. Like, he is my dad reincarnated, like all over again. And he's also his father. And they are very nonchalant, very laid back, like easygoing. Like, they're not going to make too much noise. Like, sometimes you don't even know he's in the room because he's on his iPad or he's on his phone, or, just kind of in his own little space. But then you have the 5-year-old, Carter, who is just like his mom. And you're going to know he's in there, right? You cannot trust Carter as far as you can see him. And you can't even trust him if you look at him dead in the face, because you just don't even know what he's plotting to do. So dealing with all those emotions. And, this podcast is being recorded in the time of being quarantined. So you have all these emotions going on in the house, right? Not even talking about the outside world yet. Internally, because you're an entrepreneur, right? You have big goals, and you want to have your time management down to a T, right? So all those emotions are what we have to deal with every single day. And everything that we talked about in the series before go together, right? Because just like for me, like not being able to make sure my house is clean every day, that bothers me. That's an emotion. That's me feeling like I'm just not doing enough. Although I'm already overwhelmed, but I just feel like I'm still not doing enough. All of those are emotions. When you're not where you want to be, that's an emotion. Like, God. And it's just like some days you are so full of emotion that you just don't even know what to do. You just don't even know what to do at some and I'm just being real. Like, usually I have things like written down and points to talk about, but today I'm just going straight from my heart. And based on, how I'm feeling today and how I have been feeling, and I'm just being honest. There are some times when you just want to just go in a corner and just bail, just bail on everything in the house, everything going on in the world. Like, you just want to get in a corner and just bail, just feel like in your mind you have this imaginary door up and nobody can see you, because it just seems like everything is just going so fast and you can't take a time out. You can't slow it down, because life is going to keep moving whether you want to move with it or not. And you just want to go in a corner and you just want to bail on everything and be like, all right, just leave me alone. Let me get my thoughts together. Or you feel so overwhelmed to where you just want to get in your car and you just want to drive. You just want to scream, to the top of your lungs. Just scream to the top of your lungs. Or there's going to be days when you just want to just cry. You just want to cry. Because it's just so much, and us as women, we give so much. We give so much to everybody else And if we even think about taking just a little bit of time for ourselves, we feel guilty. We feel selfish. But I'm here to tell you, ladies, as a wife, as a mom, as an entrepreneur, you have to put yourself first. Because when you start feeling all of these emotions, and if you don't tend to these emotions when they first start happening, they're just going to keep building up and building up and building up and building up. And then you're going to get to a point where you're just going to have a nervous breakdown. And like I said, I'm not reading off any notes. I'm going from my heart. I want this series to be relatable. Everybody knows that I'm an entrepreneur, right? And for those of you that don't know, I'm also a network marketing professional, right? So when you're in the world of network marketing, you're always building, right? You're always recruiting new people. You're going to have to take some time away from your team as well. Because people will drain you. I'm going to say this again, people will drain you. They will let you pour into them until you have nothing left. And some will appreciate it and some won't. So you have to detach yourself from your team as well. You may have to detach yourself from your husband. You may have to detach yourself from your kids. Hell, you may have to detach yourself from you and all the baggage that you bring, so you can refocus, get in alignment, right? You may have to realign things, but you have to do it. So now that we built the foundation, there's also emotions that come when people don't support you. Everybody is not going to support you. And we talked about this in mindset. That's an emotion. Like you feel rejected, right? You feel like I have what the people need. Like what is the issue, right? Let me tell you this. The people that are closest to you respect you the least. Because whatever business you're doing, they don't see you as doing that. So they have to build up that respect for you in that business, right? And I'm not saying that everybody is not going to support you that you're closest to, but what I'm saying is don't be so surprised and disappointed when they don't. That's what I'm saying. It happens, right? Example, my best friends, right? Everybody knows I'm in the world of financial literacy. But for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, and you may not follow me on social media yet, I am in the world of network marketing, but I'm a financial literacy consultant. So what I do is I help people achieve excellent credit. I help people maintain excellent credit. I help people protect their excellent credit. And I also help people become entrepreneurs, right? My best friends supported my business because they wanted to support me, right? They gave it a try. So I have to respect that. It's not going to be for everybody, and you have to be okay with that. But guess what they did? They supported me. Are they working the business? No. They're taking advantage of the services, right? Because I want all of my people to have 850 credit scores. So they're taking advantage of the services, but they gave the business a shot and it just wasn't their niche. So I'm okay with that, right? They gave it their best shot, but they're into doing other things. So you have to be okay with that, right? And also, when you share your vision with everybody, everybody is not going to get it. And that's okay, because it wasn't a conference call. So everybody is not going to get it. Your vision is your vision. I'm not telling you to be emotionless. I'm just telling you to have less emotion. Does that make sense? And understand that anytime that you're building anything, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. But being able to even start a business in a pandemic, in quarantine, hats off to you ladies, because we have so many other things going on. But you took a stance, and I want you to stand on that. It's not going to be easy for you. It's not. Anything you're building from the ground up is not going to be easy. When you see people building houses, right? You see the builders building houses. They have so many variables that may be thrown at them. Every day is not going to be a perfect day, right? They may be digging and they find something. Oh, now they have to go back to plan A, or, square one. It may rain a couple days and then they can't work for 3 or 4 days, right? Things are going to happen. Life is going to happen. But it's not personal. It's not personal. It's purpose. Because if you haven't gone through anything, right? If you haven't experienced the emotions that you are experiencing and the emotions that come when it comes to building a business, then how do you mentor other people? How do you share with other people? How do you relate to other people, because you haven't gone through anything? Right? So it's all purpose. It's all purpose. You have to go through things. It's a part of the process. It's a part of the process. I used to be the one to think that everything had to be perfect. Like that you couldn't make mistakes in life. Being an engineer in the world of aerospace, I worked in the aviation program. So, I was telling people how to build airplanes. There's no such thing as making a mistake. You can't make a mistake on an airplane. So that was perfect for me. And that drove me crazy though, like not making a mistake. And that's how I tried to live my life. And that was exhausting. It was very stressful because I thought you were not supposed to make mistakes. Understanding when I became an entrepreneur, there are going to be some lessons. I don't like to say losses, but there are going to be some lessons. Everything is not going to be perfect. But for some of us, that's a hard pill to swallow until you understand the beauty of entrepreneurship. Right? I thought, I was married, had 2 kids, had a house, had a car. I thought I was going to stay at my job for the rest of my life until it was time to retire. But the layoff came and I had to, I relocated. And I thought that was the best thing ever when I relocated. But things went sour and I had to walk away. I had to choose my health first and walk away. But all of that time, those were just lessons, and all of that was purpose. Because had I not gone through those things and had those hiccups and those setbacks, I wouldn't be able to relate to other engineers when they join my team, right? I wouldn't be able to relate to other moms that work full time that had to leave their jobs, right? Who had to virtually, teach their kids. I wouldn't be able to relate to them, feeling like a failure sometimes, like, what am I doing? Because it's like one day you feel like you're sitting on top of the world, and then the next day you feel like, what in the hell did I do? Like this is the worst mistake I've ever made. And you start contemplating, you start saying, what if this and what if that and what if this, And what if that, like all those emotions are going on. And one of the most important ways to subside emotion when it comes to your business, especially if it's not positive emotions and it's just negativity and it's negative energy, production. Like when you're always in production mode, you don't have time to think about negative. You don't have time to think about what if. What if I would have did this, then maybe I wouldn't be here. So you always have to stay in production, and it goes back to always doing income producing activities. Always. Because an idle mind is the devil's playground. I'm telling you. So always staying in production. When I get really overwhelmed, I go to Starbucks. Like that is my treat for me. But I know I told you guys before that I was gonna start trying to take at least one day off a week, because I work 7 days a week and I work hard. I work long hours. Sometimes I don't go to bed. Like I may get no sleep. Sometimes I may go to sleep 6 in the morning. It's all a part of building. But in the world of network marketing and being an entrepreneur, just period, you make small sacrifices now and you do what people won't do. So you can live a life that people can't live. Right? Because 2 years from now, the life that I will be living, that my family will be living, will be a life that you can only dream about. So that's why I'm going so hard now and making the sacrifices, missing family events, because I have to work on my business. I'm a brand. Like I am my business. I have to work on my business. But they'll understand, because I want to get to the point where birthdays and anniversaries and things like that, you give people stocks. Like I'm not one now for just buying a whole bunch of gifts. Like for Christmas, I didn't buy my kids a whole bunch of gifts. They have LLCs that we're waiting on the marketing and things like that. We're going to have a meeting about that to get that YouTube channel and the consignment and all that stuff off the ground. Like I'm always focusing on income producing activities and how to take my life and the people around me, how to take their life to the next level. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. Like I said, I usually have notes and things to go by, but I just kind of wanted to come from the heart and let you guys know that the emotions, it's a part of it. And a lot of people quit entrepreneurship because they don't know how to deal with the emotional side. Like everybody likes to show their successes. Like, oh, this is me today, closing this deal, closing that deal. But you got to show people, you got to be honest with people. Like every day is not going to be sunny. Like some days you're going to want to quit. One day you may feel like, you're about to be the next millionaire. Then the next day you may feel like you need to file damn bankruptcy. Those are all a part of the emotions and the process of entrepreneurship. But I'm telling you, you hang in there. Every emotion that you are feeling, I've already felt that. And if I'm not having a so good day, then I call my mentor. Why do I call my mentor? I don't call my girlfriends. I don't call, I call my mentor because he's already experienced this. He's already felt these emotions. So he knows how to guide me and to lead me and get me back on track. So shout out to my mentor, Mr. Alfred Nixon, for just being one hell of a leader and just being there and not finding it robbery to continue to mentor me and lead me and just pour into me. Like we have really developed a solid relationship, and I'm forever grateful for him, and I have the utmost respect for him because he didn't have to extend this opportunity to me. He could have let me stay on my job and be miserable, although I was making 6 figures, but I was miserable as hell. but he saw something in me that I didn't even know I had. And I'm one of the top producing um, directors in the company. So shout out to him. Shout out to my team as well for trusting me to lead you guys and to take you in your life to a whole nother level. But yeah, I know we kind of got off track, but I had to give my respects. But yeah, emotions is a huge part. Is a huge part. We need to really show people, behind the scenes. Like every day, you're not gonna feel like dressing up. You may put on a cap, tie your hair back. You don't have to be perfect Patty every single day. Nobody can relate to that. Like, show people the emotional side of your business. Like, show people that some days you may be short staffed, right? That maybe only 10% of your team is actually producing, right? Show people the real. Like, be real and be transparent with people. Like, show people, because people will stay with you because they've already gotten an idea of what's going on. But if you tell people, yeah, you join me in business, everything is going to be perfect, you're going to be able to do this and do that, yeah, you will be able to do that, but it's not going to be easy, right? To get from plan A to plan B, it's a dash in between. So you got to tell people everything that goes on in between that dash. So when they encounter it, they know how to deal with it. Like, yeah, my coach or my mentor, yeah, they told me about that. Right? If not, they may not be able to handle it. Yeah. So I'm super duper excited. I don't have any questions because we didn't put it out there. We didn't put it out there this time, and I'm being honest. But if you guys have questions about anything about emotions or how to deal with emotions, or just any questions about emotions, please don't hesitate to ping me on social media, in the DM, and my virtual assistant will get it to me and we'll get your questions answered. But I'm going to tell you this: don't focus on the how, focus on the why. Focus on why you're doing it, right? And remember, I'm not telling you guys and girls to be emotionless. I'm just telling you to have less emotion, right? Don't put so much to where you expect everybody to be you. Everybody is not you. Everybody does not want to obtain the same level of success that you do. And if you encounter people that don't really want it, then don't babysit them, because all you're doing is setting yourself up for disappointment, right? So that's the emotions that you didn't even have to even get involved with, because you got to spend your time with people that really show you that they want it, not say they want it, because people can say all tons of things, right? But it's about what people show you. You're going to have to go through the deck of cards to find the aces, the people who are really, really going to run with you. You're going to have to go through some people to get those aces, right? But during that time, you continue to build relationships with people, right? Because you never know how your path is going to cross. Don't be an asshole to people, right? People are not disposable. People are people. Don't be an asshole to people. But don't expect you out of everybody, right? Everybody is not a winter personality, meaning let's go, I don't want to hear nothing else, just tell me what I need to do to get there and I'm going to do it. Everybody is not like that. You have several different personalities, and we're going to touch on that in this series as well, how to deal with the different types of personalities. But I really wish I could stay on here all day and talk to you guys, but we're trying to keep it under 45 minutes. But as I said, I'm gonna leave you with this. Don't be emotionless, okay? Just have less emotion. All right? I love each and every one of you, and I hope this was valuable to you, and I hope you got some good information, some valuable information, something that you can relate to and always refer back to and say, you know what, Shakima talked about that. So this is just a part of the process, right? I'm not going to give up. Like, we are built for this, ladies. We are built for this. Okay? We can do this. We can do this. We got this. Remember, keep saying your positive affirmations. Don't let up. Don't give up. Don't focus on the how. Focus on the why. Focus on why you started, why you're doing this. Okay? And then the how becomes null and void. Right? So, thank you. This concludes episode 4 of going from an engineer to building my empire as an entrepreneur. I love each and every one of you. I want you to be safe and be blessed. And remember, if you see someone that needs a smile, just give them one of yours. Take care, everyone.
Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know?